Guys, FPL North here, and it's time to have a look at how I am planning to line up for Game Week 24, any potential transfers I'm going to make, and other things that I'm thinking about regarding double Game Week 24. First of all, though, let's have a look at Game Week 23 and how I got on. I did put Sanchez on the bench, however, it does look like Fabianski may have lost his place. Sanchez auto-subbed on then for his two-pointer against Manchester City. Didn't expect much from either goalkeeper this week, so I'm not too fussed there. Moving into defence, got an assist from Trent, didn't get a clean sheet, although I do think that the amount of people that were doubling up on Liverpool defenders for the three game weeks, 4 fixtures in Ipswich, Wolves, Bournemouth and Everton, the clean sheet not happening probably benefited me overall, so I'll take it. I'm going to say that it was a good thing and think about the positive side of it. I had the defender which had an attacking return, so I'll take that. The other two starting defenders, first of all, Aina conceding 5. Well, Aina only conceded 3, but Forest overall conceding 5 to Bournemouth. Hopefully it's just a blip. I know a lot of people have got at least one, again, maybe 2 Nottingham Forest defenders in their team. So the overall ownership of Forest players, that probably didn't affect me too much either. It is nice to see that Bournemouth are becoming a team to target, and because they have a lot of cheap players, especially in defence and midfield. Maybe not any strikers worth going for at the moment. Ouattara, who's a £5 million midfielder, is definitely one worth targeting, as he is playing as the number 9 for Bournemouth. Gabriel then, and Arsenal in general. A lot of people have moved away from the double defence, so a clean sheet there definitely helped. Maybe it's worth going back to a double defence. I'm personally thinking about bringing Raya in as a potential goalkeeper. I don't think there's any other defenders that I'd like to go for. Saliba's definitely not worth his points. We'll see, but clean sheet there, I'll take it. Moving into midfield then, we had blank from Palmer. A lot of people transferring Palmer out. It's paid off for that Man City game. I really thought Palmer would do well in that fixture. But we'll see. Palmer's been quite an up and down player this season. He's got it in him to get 3, 4, even 5 goals in a game, but he's also got it in him to do nothing. His data's there. I'm happy to keep him. Definitely not looking to take him out at the moment. Bruno, on the other hand, he's definitely on the chopping block. Nothing again this week. Ahmad was close to getting a goal. I haven't seen the goal that was ruled off, but later on it popped up on the notifications that Ahmad had scored and it was ruled out. It just sort of further cements that Bruno's not worth his money over Ahmad. And if you are getting a cheap midfielder, you're going to go Bournemouth anyway. So moving away from the Manchester United assets, especially in attack, is definitely worth doing. Gordon, another return. He seems to tick on just nicely. I'm happy with him in the team at the moment. The fixtures are turning a little bit, and they are blanking in game week 29. So maybe moving away from Gordon in the next few weeks, but for now, he's staying in the team. Salah, captain, yeah, well worth it. I think he could even be around 250% effective ownership in game week 24, so probably hoping he blanks, even though he will be my captain in game week 24. Gakpo doing exactly what I brought Gakpo in to do. I did bring him in game week 22. He didn't do anything there, but he was brought in for João Pedro, so who didn't do anything anyway, and again didn't do anything this week. 3 attacking returns and some bonus points then for Gakpo, setting myself up nicely for the perfect triple of Liverpool, I believe, for game week 24. Isak, 3 bonus points, 2 goals. Unlucky not to get a return last week. And he's just ticking along nicely. Even though he's blanking in game week 29, I don't think I'm going to sell him with the value that's tied in with him at the moment. So yeah, really happy with that. And Chris Wood finally getting a blank. Maybe some people will look to move him on for Gakpo this game week. Hopefully he does something in game week 24, because I've got no plans to sell him just yet. Looking at the bench then, Kluivert, I was never going to start Kluivert, so it is what it is. Sometimes you're going to get points on your bench. You can't get it right every week. Greaves, not in a million years, Greaves would have got anywhere near my starting 11 last week. And Anderson, surprised he didn't get a clean sheet against Man United. They've not been doing too well, but it is what it is. He can stay on the bench. He's only there as a fourth defender who's not going to come in very often. Overall then, game week 23, really happy with it. Got green arrows across the board in all the leagues that I'm not already winning. So perfect. 1.5 million game rank for the score for the weeks. Not the best, but it's definitely not the worst. Getting into the top 10k now then, 7.5k overall my current rank. And the second chance league, which is the one that I'm really focusing on to try and build up because I've had a bit of a slow start to this second half of the season, I've gone up to 2.3 million from 3.9 million, so well worth it. It is worth mentioning though that the points are all quite condensed still, even though we are this far in the league. So I'm currently 8 points off the top 5k, which is great. I'm 37 points off the top 1k, which is definitely doable, but maybe not without having my triple captaincy for game week 24. But then looking back behind me, I'm only 42 points off 50k. So it's definitely quite close behind me. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs. Hopefully we need to keep pressing on, and going to make some transfers now in game week 24 to try and do that. First of all though, let's have a look at the bus team, how we're lining up for, well, I am lining up for game week 24. So Sanchez in net at the moment. Hopefully he keeps his place. We'll talk about goalkeepers in a bit. In defence, Trent, Gabriel, Aina at the moment, although I'm tempted to start Greaves ahead of Gabriel. I think it's the monetary value in Gabriel which is making me pick him. He did well against Man City in the reverse fixture, so it's probably going to be Gabriel. Moving into midfield, Palmer, captain Salah. I think even though Salah's captain, he's going to be about, like I said, 250% ownership, I would imagine. So even though he is captained with the triple captainers, I'd rather him blank. But I still don't go away from him. I believe if I was chasing, I'd definitely go for Gakpo. He's going to be the differential shout, and I think he'll do quite well. Gordon, he didn't go up to 7.8, which I needed him to. If he went up to 7.8, I could have afforded him to transfer him out to Mbeumo. That's not the case, unfortunately. So he's going to stay this week. Bruno then, he was a long-term keep for the fixtures. He's got a fixture in game week 29, a decent fixture against Ipswich, so he was hopefully keep him. But I don't know if with the current chip strategy that I'm using, he's going to stay. But we'll run through that again in a sec. Up top, Gakpo, yeah, he did well. I don't think he's going to do as well as he did against Ipswich. He's not been as good away from home. So if you've not got him, I probably wouldn't bring him in. I'd stick with the triple up you've got. If you haven't got a triple up, then I think the amount of people that are going to have Gakpo, it could be worth going. Although it's probably going to be Diaz's time to return, I reckon. Just depends where you've got the space in your team. Then Isak, obviously, and Wood. Definitely happy to keep him this week. Maybe look to move him on next week, but we'll see. So that's the team. The bench is the way it is. Obviously, Greaves might come in, but I don't think that's going to happen. Looking at the fixtures then, outside of the double, are there any other teams that I would really like to target? There isn't really, other than Brentford. Now, I mentioned bringing Mbeumo in for Gordon. I can't do that. I've only got 0.3 in the bank. And if I was to sell Gordon, I'd have 7.4 for him. So I'd be 0.1 short of bringing Mbeumo in. Gordon was really close to ticking up again. It just didn't happen. I think on the game week, people started making the early transfers and he just moved down before he could tick up. So it does look like, unless I take a -4, I only have one free transfer. So it's going to be Bruno out for Mbeumo in, which will give me another 0.5 on top of my 0.3 and will allow me to pick any goalkeeper I want, really. That's looking like it's on the cards. I'm probably going to lock that in today because it does look like Mbeumo is going to go in tonight. So today I am recording on Wednesday the 29th of January. I'm not sure if this is going to go up today. It's probably going to go up tomorrow on Thursday. So if anyone else was looking to do that price increase may have already happened. So I'll just have a double check on that. Now that doesn't actually fix the biggest problem in my team, which you may have already noticed. I have Sanchez as a starting goalkeeper. who's probably not starting anymore. And I've got Fabianski as a backup keeper, who is also not looking like they're going to start anymore. So it's tough here what I do. The plan for the last month or so was to bring in Pickford this week for the double game week. However, now it looks likely that I'm going to be wildcarding in game week 35. I would then have to do another goalkeeper transfer because of Pickford's horrendous fixtures after the game week 29, so 30 to 34. The fixtures are just terrible, so there's no chance I'll be starting Pickford or want to start Pickford in them fixtures. So the plan now is to bring in a different goalkeeper. I was thinking Pope, but then if Fabianski has lost his place, I've got no backup then for game week 29, so that again would need another goalkeeper transfer. So for now, I'm going to stick with Sanchez, see what happens, see if he keeps his place and picks up his form. If he has lost his place, there's not been no reports to say that he's lost his place. It's just for a goalkeeper that's making so many errors and a decent backup goalkeeper, you think they would lose the place, similar to Edison at Man City. So, well, we'll see. Pope in a couple of game weeks is the first thought. But my favourite at the moment is to actually go to Raya. A lot of people have moved out from him, and with the money saved from dropping Fernandes down to Mbeumo, that will actually give me just enough money to get Sanchez up to Raya next week. So we shall see. For now, one free transfer, Fernandes to Mbeumo. Nothing else planned for now. I've got my 3 Liverpool players. There isn't really anyone other than Pickford that I'd want for the Everton fixture. There's no chance I'm going to play the assistant managership, and I've already used my triple captain on Haaland against Southampton. So that's how it's looking. Let me know what your thoughts are, what you're looking like, and anything you disagree with, agree with. Put it all in the comments. Hope you all have a great double game week.